Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by again on another What's in the Box. Today we're going to take a look at Necas The Thing Ultimate MacReady Station Survival version. I am not a big fan of recycling figures. Um, when you name something ultimate, it should be an ultimate. That would be my main nitpick with NECA. A lot of options are great, but I'd rather pay a slightly higher price point and get everything right out the gate, especially for figures like MacReady. The character doesn't change much throughout the movie. He has basically the same outfit. Now, I could counter that by saying we could do a dog kennel scene MacReady, which would be no jacket, coveralls pulled down to the waist, gray shirt underneath that. But come on, he's just a human character, and we really don't need 5 versions of Mac. We really don't. But I begrudgingly bought this particular one uh, because NECA kind of has you by the short hairs. They know, oh well, of course a completist is going to want uh, a handful of other things, in particular the test scene uh, stuff. So anyway, it's just I'm done complaining. Trust me, I'm done complaining. Anyway, I have reviewed this figure once before, so it'll be a much shorter review than my previous one. If you want to check that out, just go to my channel and type in MacReady or The Thing, and it'll pop up. That's a more thorough review of the figure itself. This time out, we will mostly be looking at accessories. Um, as you can see, decent, plain, non-glossy box. Nothing too fancy. On this version, we do get a different cover. The original had, I believe, the original Drew Struzan movie poster on the front. So it's a nice little change up. All right, so here's the figure out of the package. I'm sorry. So here's the figure outside of the package. Um, so here's the figure outside of the box. Of course, he's virtually identical to the previous figure in every way. Same color pants, jacket, boots, hair. You got it. He's exactly the same. But there's one thing that I realized NECA was smart about, and that was the faces. In the original figure, we had 3 heads total. A sort of regular unemotional face, an exasperated face, and then I believe an open mouth version as well. What they did on this was switch it up a little bit. This isn't the same head as was on the previous figure. This is actually the sort of the exasperated, Mac just coming out of the snow, holding the dynamite in his hand kind of face. So the mouth is a little open. So what they did was they switched out this blue hoodie head face on the previous and put it under the hair of this one. And then of course we have the more standard looking face under the hood this time. So that's pretty neat. They switched up the options and made it a little bit different in that way. Again, we have the hoodie head, just like in the last one. It's simply switched out for this face under this particular hair. And that's about it for the figure outside of the standard holding hands. We do have an addition of a grasping hand that is meant for whatever it's called, the tray that the blood is in. So that's pretty nice. The big addition to this particular figure is what everyone was missing in the first one, which was the flamethrower. Here we have the whole thing. And it has a nice bit of tubing, flexible, very flexible. Of course, the flamethrower tip itself, and then the canisters that would go over the back. I'm not going to throw this on him right now, but you can see a nice amount of detail in all of this. It's just one straight green color, but there is a lot of brown dry brushing that gives it that aged look. They've done really well with this, because if you look even in here, there are a lot of little brown lace into the back of this piece, and that's pretty great, actually. You of course get a flame to go with the flamethrower, and it just sticks in the end of this, and Mac can be burning down some things in the kennel or anywhere around the complex. Pretty nice. The flame is actually transparent and has a sort of gradient paint scheme to it, so that's a really nice touch, and I do enjoy having the flamethrower for Mac. If Mac didn't come with the flamethrower, then Childs should. Hopefully when they do a Childs, if they do a Childs, I would assume they would. I would think that figure would come, and we probably wouldn't get any more of the characters from the station, sadly. But I feel like that is an accessory everyone wanted from the very beginning, and I'm glad to finally have it, even though I had to buy another figure to get it. Now, of course, on the previous figure, there were a shot glass, a whiskey bottle, some goggles, and a shotgun, and a lantern. That was it. So pretty standard stuff for, of course, this figure. They waited for the Station Survival version to do the flamethrower and many of the other items that we kind of know the movie for. Of course, after the flamethrower is Mac's bundle of dynamite. This is something that he clings onto for a good portion of the movie, threatening to blow everyone up if they tried to attack him. It's just pretty straightforward, nice tan paint job with black tape around it. It's not real tape, but of course it's black paint around the sculpt. And if you remember in the movie, Mac is sort of taping the dynamite together as he's freezing to death and everyone's got him cornered. We finally get Mac's revolver. On the previous figure, I guess he didn't have the holster. I thought he came with the holster, but I guess I was mistaken. So that is a new addition to the figure itself. It's got a nice brown belt look to it, silver buckle, and little gold bullets along the edge. So that's nice of them to provide. We have the gun, standard black, brown handle, and it fits nicely in there without too many issues. We get an ice pick. I don't quite remember how he uses this, if he uses it at all. I do know that they go out hunting for Blair, I believe it is. And I think one or two of them have an ice pick on with them. That's done okay. There's some paint smear on this I'm not too fond of on the head. It's meant to kind of look like it's been used, but it's fairly sloppy. The head itself, where it attaches to the handle, is fairly sloppy. There's some silver spillover, but it's not too horrible. It's not anything you're going to notice without just staring at it. Now, of course, if you remember, Mac had a spool of copper wire that he heated up with the flamethrower to test the blood. Looks pretty good here. It's just a red bundle of wire with ends on the spindle. And there's a little paint smear on that as well. Now, the item, of course, I would want most, other than the flamethrower, is Palmer's blood. If you remember, Mac is testing everyone's blood through a theory that he has about fire. One that he experienced firsthand when they were destroying Norris's Thing body. He pulls out one of these slides, whatever it is. I can't remember the technical name, sorry, but you can see it's a nice little plastic glass looking container, and it does have Palmer's name on it. Of course, as we remember, he hits it with the heated up copper and out comes the blood. And NECA has provided you with that blood, and it simply fits down inside that container. And that's quite cool. I would definitely have this figure posed like that. You can see the hand here, just like in the movie. And you can set that inside the hand, and he's holding it and exposing Palmer as the Thing that he is. But yeah, nice little setup here. I do like the accessories. As I said, I wouldn't complain too much to you, but I would much rather just have an Ultimate be an Ultimate. But they did give us quite a few accessories, so I'm okay justifying another figure. I'm not too happy about it, but hey, I mean, at least I can have this one posed with the flamethrower, the dynamite in one hand, and the blood splashing up out of the container there. So that's nice to have. I can, of course, do a flight version or a Norwegian station version with the other figure. No problem. So if you're a little bit of a completist, or you just want to have this flamethrower, it's probably worth it, especially with the other little accessories that come with it. So hopefully you'll see this out in stores. I did find this at Walmart, thankfully. And I'm happy to add it to the collection, despite it being sort of a repeat. So thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you next time.